Hi guys, welcome to the 3 Generate TV studios. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Ali. How are you?
Good, thank you. Why don't you tell us what you've been up to this weekend?
So we've both been involved in heading up the worship. I've been putting it together. Adam's been heading up the worship band. Then we've had some sessions today on If I Ruled the Church. We're getting young people to think about what it means to be involved in leadership through worship and how the church is led through worship.
Adam, do you see worship as a form of leadership?
Yes, definitely. So we were looking in the session today about essentially what we learn about God through the songs that we sing, and kind of looking at the difference between a theologically correct song and like a paraphrased version of the Bible passage, that kind of thing. So I feel that picking theologically correct and biblically correct worship songs is a massive form of leadership in the church and in terms of what you're teaching the church.
Do you think current worship songs do a good job at being theologically correct or a bad job? Where do you see that fit?
Both. I think there's always been there's like a broad spectrum of stuff. So in the workshop we looked at purely kind of corporate worship, so times in our church or like this weekend at 3 Generate, about those being really strong and teaching people about God through the songs. But I believe there's a space for kind of more reflection type worship. So when you're at home, you might put on a CD or some music and kind of pray and reflect to God. And those kind of more reflective songs are helpful in that respect.
Craig, what did the kids respond about seeing worship as a form of leadership? And what opportunities do they get in the Methodist Church to lead worship?
I think it was really exciting, first of all, that we're discussing things in a different way this year. So the way that we're adapting our sessions to allow them to debate and talk about their sessions, but also respond and reflect creatively. And I felt that this session really offered them that opportunity. And I look for a lot of them who haven't engaged with more contemporary worship styles, such as the band. It's been really useful for them to get a chance to speak with these guys, to understand what it means to lead worship, rather than just to have a prayer, set prayer, and then refer everything over to the organist. So it's been a real journey, I think, that they've gone on understanding what's important in worship and how the church is led through worship, as Adam said, by understanding, but also through personal connection with the worship.
And do you think that, like, if the worship in the Methodist Church reflects culture, do you think there needs to be a relationship between culture and worship? Is that a thing?
I think that's a tricky question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that cultural music style can indeed be relevant in the church, but I think, as Adam's already said, it's the content of the worship and what's said in the songs about God, and whether it undoubtedly, in the end of the day, allows a space for young people to engage with faith and engage with God.
That's awesome. Adam, if young people who are here or watching are interested in getting involved in worship, where can they go to find resources, videos, all that kind of stuff?
There's loads of things online. So resources like Worship Central, based out of Holy Trinity Brompton in London. They do some great resource stuff. There's also another kind of big resource thing like that called Music Academy. There's a load of guys that lead worship at like Spring Harvest and New Wine, that kind of thing. They've put a load of DVDs and training resources together for all different, so like vocalist instruments,
awesome.
Classical instruments, organists, that kind of thing. So there's loads out there, and my biggest friend is Google. Essentially, if you want to learn something, if you want to know something, just Google it, and the resources will be out there.
Doesn't have many friends.
Nice, nice. Thanks so much for coming by, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Cheers, Ali.